Yeah, here we go.
This is it.
Kick her off.
Episode 1.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Inside the Gamecast. Hello, joining alongside me, I got Nate on the far side, Corey, and then Randall right beside me. Boys, welcome to the first ever podcast.
Yeah, big deal. Man. Excited.
This is new. Man, I feel like I'm way out of... Here, I'm turning. Hello, Joe.
A little close.
Hello. It's nice to see you.
The podcast setup's fantastic, though.
This
I like
is a
it's intimate.
disaster already.
It's fantastic.
That's a great start. All right, so if you haven't noticed, we are also on Rogers Television, and we thought we don't have enough work to do. We maybe just do a podcast.
Why not?
So
that's just who we are.
This is, oh man, we got a lot of things to do lately, eh, boys?
The grind is real.
Yes.
The grind is real.
All right, so I want to get started probably with how do you find the whole idea of being on TV, and what do you think of all the production we've been into? Because a lot of this is new to you guys.
Oh yeah, you know what?
First
I
time?
got one word: lighting.
Well,
lighting has
Yeah.
been the biggest issue, I think, for us. But we
Yeah.
managed to make it work, and it's been good. But the lighting, I think, has been our biggest hurdle, for sure.
The biggest selling feature is when it's really cold outside, we could just come in here. We don't have to pay like $500 to go away somewhere.
It is tropical in there.
Yeah, we have to definitely work on our lighting, right? Like, we're getting there.
Yeah.
We've had our struggles, but I find we are starting to see how things are supposed to be set up, and where we're kind of getting to is it's getting there, right? But
Yeah.
there's
Baby steps.
definitely
Baby steps.
Definitely a lot of work to do still.
It's been fun, though. It's been.
You guys
I've had
are
a
enjoying
blast.
this?
Oh,
It's
yeah.
been awesome.
It's been a lot of hard work so far, but I'm having a good time.
Well, that's good,
Man,
right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So if you guys don't know, initially I started up a television show on Rogers probably about 3 or 4 years ago, and a couple things went south. A whole lot of things recently went south, and then from there, I said, I'm coming back to Rogers. I hit them up. They said, yes, we'd love to have you back on the show, and I needed a crew this time that I felt was competent and could work with me to build something I think that we are going to have a lot of fun at, and from what we've already done, I've had a blast, right?
Oh, yeah, it's been great.
So
it's been so much fun.
I brought in Corey, Nate, and Randall, and the guys you don't see, the English guy behind the camera, that would be Steve.
Oh, man.
That's our man.
You'll see him from time to time, but we'll get him on the show every now and then when we can. But yeah, we need somebody to man the camera, and Steve is the guy who actually stepped up and said, yeah, you know what, I'll take care of the camera, and I will handle the mixer. So
Killing
if
it,
the
by the way.
audio
He's
sounds
killing it.
like crap,
Yeah.
that's because it's that guy's fault. So,
Fire.
but yeah, all in all, though, how do you guys find being on TV as a comfort level? Because it's definitely something to get used to when you're not used to being in front of a camera, period, right?
Oh, yeah. It's definitely a lot to handle, being put on the spot. But we're gonna cut that out. I don't know.
Oh, there's no cutting this.
No,
This is just a disaster.
Raw, uncut
Yep.
footage.
I am so sorry.
Right? That's the whole point of the podcast. Is just it allows us
Yeah.
just to chill out.
Yeah.
Because when we're on camera, it's cutting and it is editing and there's all kinds of stuff, right?
Yeah.
Where this is just we're just looking to have four guys on
Easy
here.
breezy.
Just chill out, relax, and have a good time.
Yeah.
Talk about whatever we kind of feel like. Mostly focused around video games, obviously. But this allows our viewers to kind of get an inside look of how we are, who we are, and kind of where we came from, why we are gamers, and what we're doing. Right?
Yeah, exactly.
Definitely.
It's being in front of the cameras, it's definitely an adjustment if you've never done it before.
Yeah.
So it's like, you're up there and oh nope, cut. Let's do another one. Let's try another one. You don't know exactly how to word things, but we get it. It happens. So
It does happen.
It's good. It's a learning curve for sure.
Yeah, man.
Randall?
For me, it's almost like, and I'm really going to date myself here. Remember doing speeches in public school?
Yes.
I feel like
I did
know
those too. I did those too,
cards,
Randall.
but I haven't memorized. I'm kind of sweating already, and but it's different. I don't know. It's amazing.
Yeah. We just get to talk about way cooler things than
do. Back in
social studies.
Stuff we like.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's the greatest thing about this is that we all are so passionate about video games that we just get to sit around and chill out and talk about games.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Right.
I'm having such a blast doing it.
Speaking of which, let's kind of maybe work about what's our favorite video game. What brought us into video games? This could be a long freaking topic, but we're gonna try and dial
Bullet
it back.
points, gentlemen.
Yeah, that's right. Let's slow it down a
Choose
little
just
bit.
One.
If you had to pick, say, your top three.
I could do 10.
Well,
No, I
just
could do
name a
five.
couple games that you
300?
like, right? Like what?
All right.
How many? What?
No, I'm just kidding.
All right. Go ahead, Nate.
All right. So if I had to pick 3, I'd say Destiny. It's got to be on there.
The original, or you mean Destiny as a whole?
I think just Destiny as a whole. Destiny
Franchise.
2, since this most recent update in the fall, It really has come around and
Changed it a lot, right?
Oh
Like,
man, it's back to what it used to be when Destiny was at its best, and it's actually better.
Yeah, I actually finished Destiny 2's story. The first one I didn't even finish. I found the story was just kind of
Yeah.
So I bailed out early, got into Destiny 2 with you, completed the story, then I bailed out, and now you're talking about the DLC. I was like, oh, I just don't know about the time, right? The time thing.
It's honestly,
Yeah.
the storyline that they've come out with most recently is definitely worth playing through. It's probably the best yet. They have the most cutscenes and probably the best cutscenes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that game.
All right, so that's game one. Why don't we leave you there, and we'll
Yeah.
go over to Corey, and we'll come back. We'll make our rounds.
Well, I'll go retro to start instead. Since you went new age, we'll go
Yeah.
retro.
right.
One of the first games I remember playing and being addicted to was one of the first Metroid games on the original NES
Okay.
system, and I remember
cool.
playing the crap out of that game, and it was so much fun. But at the time, I thought Samus was a guy. So when I found out later on down the road that Samus was a female, I was like, that's pretty badass. I'm like, that's generational from when that game first came out,
Sure.
and I thought it was fantastic to find that out, and that's part of the reason why I'm big into the Metroid stuff. I love it.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't wait for next Metroid.
Just
saying.
It's coming.
We
it's
are
coming.
going to be reviewing that.
Yeah,
that's
we'll work
gonna
on
be a blast.
it. Absolutely.
What
Randall?
about you, Randall?
For me, it's got to be Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past.
Ooh,
Classic.
another retro.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I could really date myself. Like, my parents were gamers, so that's how I got pulled into this, right? Like,
Yeah.
we're gonna talk about old.
Pong.
Like, I'm talking about like Coleco and Atari, right?
Coleco,
That's where I started
Yeah.
gaming, right? But I went on, and then you do the usual, right? Like Mario Brothers and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But then I completely phased out of gaming for a while, believe it or not. And then a buddy of mine hit me up. He says, "You got to play this game, Drew." I'm like, "What are you talking about?" Metal Gear Solid.
Oh yeah.
And then that's when everything just changed, right?
Ignited.
Well, it just all of a sudden it came from what I felt was almost like a toy to now I'm living a movie,
This is a hobby now.
right?
Yeah, it's
like the way Metal Gear opened was just I was just like blown away. All of a sudden you dive under the water and then you sneak your way through, and then you come up the elevator, then the music kicks in, and then the big cutscene and the holy crap, right? Like this is where video games are going, and then I've just never looked back since.
Yeah.
Right? Like it was just so yeah. Metal Gear Solid, the original's probably got to be my all-time. one of my
that was a
all-time
good
favorites.
game.
Your arm shows so too.
Well, yeah. If anybody,
This guy's tatted sick.
if anybody hasn't known, I got a whole big Metal Gear, like half shoulder sleeve, whatever you want to call it, right?
Almost done.
He
Yeah,
really
it's.
commits.
I found another
Yeah, when we
piece
do
of
the
artwork.
podcast from Hawaii, that's when we'll be able to see it.
Yeah.
Well, you really see it there is not mine.
So yeah, big Metal Gear fan. Game 2, Nate. What do you got?
So this is going to be a tough one to explain.
Okay, what do you
For
got?
anybody who's ever heard of Heroes 3 of Might and Magic.
You showed me this one. That's an old one, right?
We're talking old. That's
Yeah.
one of my first, definitely, one of my first few PC games that I've.
It's all good.
Oh, what did I do?
Nothing. I'm fidgety.
I know, I'm like hands in pockets.
I know.
That's all right. That's what this is all about.
We're all just gonna shift and move and there'll be snaps and crackles and pops.
Yeah, that's my fault. My bad. All right, what do you? So back to
So
Heroes.
so Heroes 3 of Might and Magic. It's kind of a hard game to explain, but it's an RPG turn-based game. There's 9 factions. There
Yeah.
are 8 in the original, like before the DLC. Which Anyways.
Which came on a disc.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, right.
Two discs? Laser disc, actually.
Yeah. So it's you choose between 9 factions. There's and best part about it, they're all so different. You have like the Inferno, which is your demon and devil race. You have your Necropolis, which is your undead race. You have your Fortress, which is like your swamp race. I mean, they have it's just
It
the
keeps going,
options
right?
are
Yeah.
like almost limitless. It's so
Nice.
it's just such a cool game. And for me, the graphics, they're still good, but like
Man,
it's old.
They're showing their age, right? Yeah, for sure.
But they have an HD remake on Steam, which I picked up. But
Ooh, I might
the
have to check that out
sad
then.
part, dude,
check
the
that
worst
out.
part is it doesn't have the DLC. It's just the base game.
Wow.
And honestly, since I played the DLC, you need it.
You need it?
Because it has all these maps. And a big thing about it is that you can have up to 8 people playing. It's hot seat, right? So it's
Okay.
turn-based.
Oh, that's
so
pretty cool.
That's cool.
obviously 8 people, like that game already takes hours. And it's
Yeah.
like playing Risk.
Okay,
But-
sure.
So the best part is, though, I have 3 older brothers. So growing up,
Oh,
that was
nice.
a game that we always would try to play a full match. I think we've done it like maybe twice.
Ah.
But now everyone's older and stuff. So.
Well,
Yeah, it's not always easy.
life
to
gets
get people
busy, right?
together,
So-
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
cool
But-
though. That like for that to be to have that many people playing at the same time in a game that's that old is
Man.
that's what made those games fun, right? When you got
Yeah.
to play with your friends or your family and all that. So
Forging a huge army and then cleaning up. That game definitely. It might even be my favorite game because that's a game that I could still go back and I'll play for
every
like
time.
a week, 2 weeks straight. And
That's
that's all
cool.
I want to play. But
Wow.
Anyway, enough of that.
no, man, that's sweet. I might fire that up on Steam just to check it out, man.
We'll hot seat it.
Yeah, for sure. No, definitely. I definitely want to check
LAN
that
party.
out.
5-player. Hey, we
Let's
can
do
all
it.
play.
Let's
There
do
we
it.
go. There we go. That's a
It'll
game
take us
on
a
segment right
weekend.
there.
Yeah.
yeah, there's a lot of editing for that one.
Yeah, it's 3 episodes worth. Yeah.
All right,
Passionate adjectives.
Corey, game 2.
Game 2. This is like no particular order for me. These are
Yeah.
just popular games.
Yep.
Anything from in the NHL franchise. I'm a huge sports fan,
yeah.
huge hockey fan. So I've been playing those games for a long, long time. Like
Sure.
I've got all
Like,
the
are
covers.
you talking like, what about 98, 99?
Oh yeah, man!
Okay,
like I was just a little one, but I still,
man, that's sweet.
still played with that one. You know, the old go around the net, come out front, shoot and score every time. My uncle showed me that, so I mean that's really where I fell in love with the game. Because I was like, wow, I win every time. So I mean, these games are pretty good. It's changed a lot since then, but that's definitely the NHL series is probably one of my favorites for sure.
I could agree with that too, man. I've been playing Chelsea since the beginning. Too,
Right?
man.
It's,
like,
it's and even this one, this 19, man. Whew,
see, I haven't
one of the
actually
best
picked
ones.
it up yet.
One of the
so-
best ones I played,
Don't
for
say
sure.
that. I can't.
Because 18 was
a little rough, right?
I'm a big EA Sports Hockey
Yeah.
League guy, and I play with my friends, and we play on a team and stuff like that. And last year's AI defense, they didn't even look like they knew how to play hockey.
I
It
heard it
terrible.
was
How-
It was that game was severely broken. I feel like
heard
in that
right.
aspect.
Yeah.
How do you do that? Like, how do you make a game for like 30 years
Yeah.
and then screw it up?
The following
on your
year?
28th year.
Because what happens is they have a 9-month cycle, right, where
Yeah.
they have to iterate something.
Yeah.
Something doesn't always work,
No.
No.
right?
true.
And that's probably what happened. Was like, we're going to work on the AI, and we
And you
just
get that a lot in most sports games. You get that, right? Because of the
Yeah.
turnaround every year, right?
MLB The Show, right?
Sorry.
San Diego has 9 months, brand new game.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, that's so you tweak it each and every year. Okay, this year we're going to work on graphics. This year we'll work on different stats.
It's tough
We'll
to
work on
overhaul a game like
animations.
that, right? Because the turnaround's so fast.
Yeah, absolutely.
But this year, EA did a really good job. So far, I haven't had many complaints about the game. The AI defense plays way better than they used to. Lot more tripping penalties. Poke check's pretty lethal in this one, but they actually released a video about a week and a half after launch because a lot of people were complaining like they got a nerf poke checks because every
Sure.
time you poke check, you're tripping a guy. But last year's game, poke check, you could almost poke check freely without getting
Without
tripping
a call?
penalties. You could be really aggressive with it.
Yeah.
So you're not going to stick lift. So this is what they've done this year. They've made it so that you're taking more penalties with the poke check, but what they're trying to make you do is use the poke check in the right areas of the ice, angling it properly when you're defending another player. And then they've made other things like the stick lift, and now you can just like bump a guy and he loses the puck a lot more. So they want you to use the other aspects of the game because I think they probably thought people were just spamming the poke check last year. So it's been a good change, but yeah, Randall,
Awesome.
you're second. I'm like, I could talk about Chell for days.
I could too. I love Chell.
Oh, sorry. Leaning.
Lean on me.
It's okay.
I swear to God, I'm not a classics guy. I really love the modern titles too, but this might sound kind of funny, but honestly, Super Mario World for the Super Nintendo when it came out.
I never had a Super Nintendo, but my cousin did.
Like 200
Love
hours
that.
in that. Thing.
Yeah.
I loved it.
Great game,
man, yeah.
Such a good game.
Get Mario in the sky, he just comes down, boom, takes everybody out. It's like, yeah, I'm all over that.
Get
Nice.
Yoshi involved. It was game over.
Different colored Yoshis? What?
Hit the guy in the head, and he spits something out, and he brings back in, and he spits out fire. And yeah, like you not love that when you're like 12, right?
No, it was
man.
fantastic.
How
It
could
was
you
a
not
great
love it when
game.
you're like 26?
Yeah, probably would
Oh,
still be
man.
addicted to that if I played it like
yeah.
Kirby.
I might still play it.
Honestly, I think it was a couple years ago. My brothers and we all played through and beat it.
Nice.
Really?
Hooked
That's
up the
cool.
Super
It's one of
NES.
those good games
Yeah.
to just go back and play, right?
a
Because it makes you
classic.
realize or makes you remember why you started playing video games because of games like that, right?
Yeah.
No.
Well, you can't beat a good platformer.
No.
No.
And that was one of the best.
Yeah, it's absolutely.
All right, my turn.
Yeah.
All right, so
Game
I
number
was
2.
thinking like, okay, I said 3, right? Like, really, just that was stupid.
We know.
Yeah, I know. I want to say, because I love what Telltale has done with The Walking Dead.
Great games.
Oh man,
a lot of fun,
right? Like
especially if
I
you're a
love,
fan of the show too.
I love Clem. Like Clem is one of my favorites, but I have to pass it off to Assassin's Creed.
You're big
As a whole?
Ezio.
Ezio,
Not as a
okay.
whole, because 3 sucked.
Ezio. Yeah, no, let's get Ezio's
Like Assassin's Creed 3 was awful. I hated that game.
not a great game.
I beat it. I still hated it though. But yeah, it's the Ezio trilogy that was. I played the first one and it got repetitive, and a lot of people didn't like the first one.
But it was
because-
like it was such a new game in
Oh,
that
it was
genre, right? It was like, oh
fantastic.
my god, this world, you're climbing on
was-
everything, and it was awesome. I
You've
love
never
that
done
game.
anything like this before,
No,
right?
the
All of a
original
sudden,
game
you're
was
climbing these
great.
huge towers to get to the eagle synchronization point, and you can dive off, and all of a sudden you get the sound effect. I'm like, oh my god.
Dude,
Yeah, exactly, right?
Honestly,
So
Parkour, jump stab.
Parkour.
Yeah.
well, then 2 comes out, and all of a sudden now you're jumping in with
two
2
blades.
blades. I was like,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
remember watching the E3. I was like, oh my goodness.
What?
2 blades! 2 of them are gone. Let's just boom! You're, I'm like, oh,
Stabbing guys
This is
next to
so
ya. It was
satisfying.
so
And then
good.
you go from Ezio, and then you get into Brotherhood, and all of a sudden now they've introduced multiplayer.
Yep.
Bye-bye. I was
Oh, yeah.
gone. I remember racing as quick as I could to get home just to jump
Yeah.
on so I could squeeze in 1 round before my kids got home. I got to get in 1 round. And I sunk well over 100 hours just
Yeah.
into the multiplayer. Like,
It was a fun multiplayer.
Loves the Assassin's Creed. Yeah,
Yo,
I'm gonna
so-
tap this mic, and if you guys are having a problem, I'm really sorry.
Yo, Assassin's Creed definitely holds a special place in my heart. Hands down, it's probably the best Christmas. I got Mass Effect 1
Yeah.
and Assassin's Creed.
That's pretty
So
sweet.
you didn't
And
see it till
honest-
February then.
Yeah, homework, that wasn't a thing.
No.
Or not being done anyway.
I couldn't get into the
was
first Mass
big.
Effect
Oh,
at all.
no, so
Mass Effect
Mass
1 was.
Effect, oh.
I couldn't do it. Like I know a lot of people love it.
The
I just like I
story.
I cannot do it.
Wait, is that your number 3?
No.
no.
Honorable mention.
Honorable mention.
Yeah. So number 2 for me was probably Assassin's Creed Ezio,
Oh.
and even now going on, like we
Yeah.
just reviewed Odyssey.
You're a big
I'm a
fan. I've seen
huge.
the figurines and the statues you got.
Yeah, I've got a few.
You're an Assassin's Creed guy through and through.
Yeah,
Good or bad
I
game,
am.
you're a fan, and
Well,
that's
Black
that's
Flag.
sweet though.
Black Flag was fantastic,
Ships.
right?
That was
Ships.
See, that's when
Oh.
the game I felt like Assassin's Creed took another big step, and a big
Sure.
big step forward because it had the ships, right?
Yeah.
GTA, but with pirates, it was amazing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, no,
I
that's next level.
I could talk Assassin's Creed all day. So yeah, we'll get on to 3 there for you, Nate.
All right, so so
It's an internal struggle.
Right,
Right?
well,
what's the worst? I
that's-
can't. I can't pick 3. But anyways, I'll say StarCraft 1.
Okay.
But that's probably not my 3rd pick. That's just like
It's you played it a lot.
my
not like
RTS
StarCraft.
out of RTS games, straight up StarCraft probably, and Age of Empires 2, but StarCraft.
Yeah.
Anyways,
those
Red,
types of
Red
games.
Alert for me. It was
Oh,
Red Alert.
Red
man,
Alert.
Red Alert on the PC was sick.
yeah.
That's
The
actually when I still
graphics
play
were
PC
amazing.
games. When I still play PC games, those were the games. Yeah,
Yeah.
StarCraft, Age of Empires.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
who didn't like throwing in the cheat codes in Age of Empires? Max resources. You get the guy in the Ferrari with the bazooka rolling in on people. It was fantastic.
Yeah.
Come on with a newbie, he's like, why is he just wiping everything out? Power overwhelming, that's all I can say.
All right, sorry.
All right, no,
hijacked
no,
your-
I don't
Got
care.
Your 3rd one here.
So
We got excited.
StarCraft's there, but I think I gotta say Doom. Sorry, Doom.
Yeah, for sure.
Doom, like the new Doom. Classic Doom's there too, but the new one that came out in 2016. Oh my goodness.
Every
As-
time I turn my Xbox on, what's the name? Doom. 3 days later, Doom. I'm like, do you turn the game off? Doom. I'm like, oh my goodness.
Dude, I
haven't slept in 3 days.
that game just hooked me, man. Like
Yeah.
I pre-ordered it, and then I played the beta, and I actually wasn't that impressed. But then I kind of watched the review, and I had a buddy tell me, "Hey, it's actually really good."
Yeah.
So I grabbed it. Best decision I ever made. Oh my goodness. The $200 I think it was, or $180 I spent on
You got
the
the
collectors.
yeah, you got the special edition, right? Yeah.
Comes with a cool Revenant statue. We'll have to have it on our show sometime.
Yeah, we'll bring it in. It is cool.
Centerpiece, actually.
It even lights.
All right, boys, bring in your statues. Let's go.
I need a bigger table.
I got
Yeah.
I actually have a closet full of collectors items.
Yeah.
You got
'Cause
about
I wanted a
45
bench.
Xbox controllers, so I have no doubt.
Yeah.
It's I think it's great. I love it.
So then you must be excited for the new Doom
Oh,
Eternal, right? Like
don't even get me started. I think I watched the QuakeCon presentation 5 times.
just to watch that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, not the whole presentation.
Like, sorry, boys, I gotta
just
be
the
on the
Doom
show
trailer.
for 3 months. I got stuff to do.
There's something wrong with me. I get like satisfaction out of showing people. So like I showed all my brothers.
Okay.
I showed my buddies. So I was like, okay, I can watch
Look at
this.
this.
Yeah.
Oh, but yeah. So Doom Eternal looks fantastic, and I will be playing that a couple 100 hours at least
I'm sure.
within the first month.
Yeah. Yeah. See you, mate.
That's fair. Yeah,
Yeah.
I will be reviewing that game, and Drew will too, even though he doesn't.
Yeah. All right. I'll be there with you for this one. Yeah. I can handle it. We'll do it.
I can handle
It's
it.
just not my game. This
Yeah,
is
they're not scary
I'm
anymore.
a third-person stealth guy, right?
No,
As you'll see in my
you're
next.
a crush 1,000 demons kind of guy.
I'm not just
I get
going
into that.
guns blazing, right? So.
Nah.
All right.
All right,
Well,
sorry,
I
enough
was
of
going to
me.
say,
It's all good.
speaking of guns blazing,
Nah.
great segue. You guys know and make fun of me for it all the time.
All right, here we go.
Oh, here it is.
I'll say my number 3 has got to be Fortnite. Free to play,
Yes.
and
Yeah.
I've barely been able to put it down since it came out last year.
How much money have you spent on it?
Yeah, to be honest.
Like on V-Bucks and stuff.
Yeah.
Everything.
Probably like $80. Like I haven't even spent that
It's
much.
not bad. I bet you I spent more than that.
Yeah, I'm not. I'll buy some skins, but I wait
Yeah.
till things. I mean, with the battle pass, I mean, you get V-Bucks throughout the course, enough to usually
Sure.
buy like 1 or 2 things throughout the season.
Yeah.
And then they've done deals where you get skins and get an extra 600 V-Bucks kind of thing for $5. So I've done that a few times. So I haven't sunk like a ton of money into it, but I've
Hours?
sunk a ton of time into it.
Hours? Actually, I'm gonna do this. You keep talking. I'm gonna see if I can look you up.
Oh,
and
you probably can't.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
I can
Oh,
actually,
we're gonna do it right
I
now.
can probably I'll look up my profile for solo, duos, and squads.
Yeah.
And squads far outweighs all the other 2 game modes for sure, because I play with a lot of my buddies and stuff like that.
Yep.
There's always 4 of us going, or usually a guy waiting in the wings for someone to drop out. Or, you know what it's like. You tried to play it. I'm like, sorry, man, I'm gonna force them already.
I'm like, can I join? Please. I need to win.
Yeah,
play with
I need somebody
It
to
locks
win.
up, but I bet right now solo I'm probably around the 30-hour mark. Duos is probably like 28, 30 hours, but then squads is probably like 90 to 100.
I think
hours.
you're gonna be way off.
You think so?
I think it's.
I don't know.
good. Let's look at your Xbox stats right now.
Let's
Oh, does it not
see.
show on
No, it does not show.
Well,
Does not
Fortnite's my
show.
number 3. We'll go to Randall. I bet I can pull up my Epic profile and it'll.
All right,
have
you
on
look it
there.
up. You
Yeah,
look
I'll
it
ta-
up.
I'll take a look.
Because I am definitely interested to know how many hours you've sunk into this game.
But I managed to play other games in between, which is unbelievable because I always go back to Fortnite.
I swear
Honorable
every time I
mention
see
though
it,
for
but-
me, honorable mention the COD series because I'm a huge COD guy. I
Yeah.
played
Sure.
every year.
I got a couple buddies that are like
And
that.
this one, even the Blackout Battle Royale is fantastic. But the problem is every time I want to save myself, I press B to build, and then I get shot. So I'm
dying. That's it. I'm out of here. Wrong game.
I can't go wall stairs. It's not. Yeah, it's not fair. So I mean, hey, I'm just gonna throw Molotov cocktails at you then. So that's it.
At least you get that far. As soon as I load in,
I know. I played
Clip
2
a
games.
tree, fall 40 meters, and die. It's just like, oh. Randall
glad I put this
played
game
himself.
All right, Randall, number 3.
it's a tie. Honestly,
Get up on the mic, buddy.
Gears of War Judgment
Ooh.
and Detroit Become Human. Those are my
Judgment?
the one that nobody
What?
likes. I
Exactly.
love
Yeah, I know.
it.
Like, you kidding me,
No,
right?
I'm getting the
You
face
can't
right
be
now.
a
Like,
Gears
no.
fan saying that. Judgment was
Sure can.
awful.
Okay, so Judgment. What was the other one?
Oh,
And Detroit Become Human.
Wow, really?
I respect your decision, but I don't agree
No,
with
he
it.
doesn't.
No one does. No. no.
Yeah.
I'm that guy.
I don't
When
hate
somebody
you for it.
hates it.
Judgment?
I love it. I love.
What did you like about it?
Really?
The gameplay, the story. Although I will say, the one thing is that the ending was kind of weak.
It was a pretty weak. It
Yeah.
was.
It's kinda
But
weak, yeah.
no, what killed me was when I played it, I hopped into Team Deathmatch, and no Locust. Humans versus humans. I was so disappointed in that because my favorite thing was being like the sniper Locust or being, I just liked humans versus Locust. It was just
It makes
or
sense.
Cogs versus Locust. It's been Gears
Yeah.
of War since the beginning,
Sure,
and then
sure.
they did that. And
Yeah.
I was like, okay.
But I'm a
now-
campaign guy. I'm not the multiplayer.
Okay,
Yeah,
I
that's
played
what I
through
love
the
about it.
campaign. I co-op,
Yeah.
beat it, and I enjoyed it. I wouldn't say like as much as 3. Like, spoiler alert. I mean, it's late, but Gears of War 3 when Dom died, like it was.
Yeah.
Like that was rough, man. I almost cried. Honestly, and then like Judgment. Oh,
But the intensity, like especially when you're hunkered down in the one spot when you're in a building, you've got 2 turrets, one for inside, one for outside. And you have like all these like just giant things coming at you, and
Yeah.
you don't know which way to go. And you're like, oh man,
Yeah,
for me was awesome.
It was a good game. I loved
Then Detroit.
3 and 2.
Oh,
Detroit Become Human was.
Oh yeah.
well, like it's like the butterfly effect. Like the
That
moment
was
you make
cool.
one decision, something else is going to happen later on. You don't know what it's going to be, and everybody I know has had a different ending in the game.
that is cool.
That's the coolest
That's-
part because it's
I
me,
love
Randall,
it.
and Steve who have played this,
Yeah, I haven't
and
played it
all
yet.
of us have ended differently,
Me neither.
right? It's been.
Steve's ending was killer. I won't say what it was in case nobody's played it.
I'm
like,
really looking forward
big
to
spoiler
playing this
alert,
game
but-
though, because you guys all talked about it. I'm like, I gotta get my hands on
Oh,
this
it's
one.
amazing.
It is cool. It is cool.
Can you?
It's- yeah.
So I don't know anything about the game, but can you actually like kill off all your characters?
Yeah.
You can, yeah.
Yeah.
That's
I'll
brilliant.
tell you
Steve?
off air how my character is. ended.
Okay.
It was very sad. I almost cried.
Mine was amazing.
Games are brutal, man.
I almost cried because I was so mad at how it ended, not because I was hurt.
I
was
would say
just-
way too much crying, boys. There's way too much crying here.
First podcast.
Girl men cry. It's okay.
First podcast. 30 minutes talking about games. 35 minutes crying. Yeah,
But it's amazing.
Might not be
how-
received well.
Yeah.
But it's amazing how you get sucked in and you actually develop emotion towards these
Yes.
like these cyborgs, right?
Honestly, that's what makes a really good game when you actually can get attached to the characters.
Yeah.
'cause-
Like spoiler alert, when you get to a certain point where you're at I won't say what type of camp, but there's a camp near the end of the game, and if you have two characters in that camp, it gets really emotional depending on how it plays out.
I loved Kara. Like Kara really got to me. Kara was fantastic.
Yeah.
I loved her character. It was awesome.
Oh, she's amazing.
Yeah.
How long is the game?
6 or 7 hours.
Okay, so that's
Total play.
That's definitely.
Yeah, maybe I might have been a bit longer.
So they make it so you can play through it a few times.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
you want
wouldn't-
want to because the way it plays out is when you finish off like a chapter, all of a sudden this like flowchart pops.
Uh-oh.
And then it goes, okay, this is the path you took, and then here are the 30 other options you could have had.
Wow.
Like there are literally
a
hundreds of
game.
endings to this game, and they're still finding more.
Oh, it's
like,
crazy.
It's just amazing.
Wow.
It was very cool.
That
And
is-
Steve's story. You gotta listen to Steve. It was priceless. He's like, oh, this guy. I'm like, you're 30 minutes into this game. How are you? All right. It was so cool.
And if
Oh,
you're fortunate
Steve.
to be able to play it 4K, do it. That's
Oh,
all
okay.
I could say. Like, you
Yes.
cannot tell the difference between cinematics and gameplay. It's just seamless.
Yeah.
It's
Oh, it is.
I
incredible.
can't. Won't let me pull it up. I tried to pull it up,
Oh.
but it's not good enough signal in here. I was just gonna get on
Oh.
Fortnite on my phone and just check it that way, but it won't even. It doesn't have.
Checking
It doesn't have my
stats,
time
yes.
played in the stats.
We just know you just don't want to tell us. That's
No, actually, I kind of want to know how embarrassing it is for me. So yeah, I want to check it out.
I'll take a picture and post on our website in case somebody really wants to see it.
Yeah, tonight I'll go home and screenshot it because I'll probably play a round or two before I go to bed.
All right, so I'm gonna get into my last one, and I'm a huge stealth player. Obviously, Metal Gear
Yep.
being one of my favorites.
Splinters.
Splinter Cell.
sorry.
Splinter
I
Cell
just-
conviction of all. Particularly, he's probably one of my all-time favorites because Sam went rogue on that one, right? So you've been playing with Sam Fisher for so long, and then to have him go opposite was just fantastic. The fact that I was always on the run and then pulled into Echelon and stuff, it was just so cool. And then Blacklist came out and I had a blast with
Oh,
Blacklist, and
Blacklist
then
is
the
sweet.
multiplayer now was back too.
Oh.
It was so good.
Dude, Conviction. My biggest thing about Conviction is you could co-op, not the main
Yeah.
campaign, but they had
Deniable Ops.
basically
Dude, it was awesome.
they had a multiplayer campaign.
Like co-op missions, yeah.
Like
That's cool.
we
Yeah.
on our lunches at Robertson
Oh my God,
we
that was
used
funny.
to play.
Yeah.
We'd fit in a full hour of that pretty
Yeah.
much.
We'd dial up. It was so
Oh,
much
man.
fun, right?
Whatever.
Like,
It doesn't matter about that. When you're having fun
Oh.
playing, it doesn't. It really
Doesn't matter.
It got us in
until the
trouble.
anger and the rage consumes you. Yeah.
it was so worth it.
Yeah.
I love stealth games, so Splinter Cell is probably it's got to be up there.
Good
This is
stealth
what I
series.
mean. Like you start naming games, like man, I freaking love that game too. Like I
Yeah.
could do like 15.
Like
top
even the
games.
GTA
Oh,
series has
easily.
got a
GTA
special
5.
spot in my heart.
3, 4, like it's.
I used to play the top down, like 1 and 2.
Oh, the originals.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I used to land with
PC?
my buddies
Yeah.
on PC, and we played
Sure.
GTA 2, the top downs, taking down the Yakuza together. It was fun, man.
My brother was
Those
playing.
games
I
were
was like,
so
"What are you
much
playing?"
fun.
GTA. I'm like, "Yeah." And all of a sudden, 3 drops. I was like, "Look at this! I can put a bomb in my car and go blow this guy up and pick up a hooker."
Oh, it was the best. And then kill her and take your money back.
What?
Well, we all played it differently, Nate. But yeah, to each his own.
2 words, Vice City.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Oh,
Vice City
Vice
is
City.
so good.
Where else could you take a helicopter and fire up a school bus. Maybe.
Yeah, see, in 5, I usually play with a good buddy of mine. He's the wheelman always. He's good at driving and everything like that. I'm the guy hanging out the passenger window, hucking the stickies, the sticky grenades or the sticky bombs, the C4, up towards the helis that are chasing us, because I want to get that 5-star rating. And let me tell you, you can take a helicopter down from the car with a sticky bomb. That. Oh yeah, you just throw them up, and you're basically just like anti-air and blowing them up in the air in front of the thing and hoping you get the clip. You get it.
So many games, especially games this year. Like we got Spider-Man, we got God of War.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like there's so many games. That
Well,
just
Red
keep
Dead's coming up. I can't wait.
Okay. Right, it's this Friday. So
good.
I'm really here's the biggest issue I'm facing now with the games, because we are getting a lot of games.
Yeah.
For us, for the show, with good purpose, right?
Yeah.
But the problem is when we get games like Odyssey.
The games you got to sink time into.
Well, yeah, these games are massive. These games aren't small.
Yeah.
No.
And then Red Dead is about to drop, and I'm like,
Oh my goodness. That's
how do I
another
find the time?
100+ hours, easy.
Like
Easy.
Fortnite's gonna have to shut down for me to play anything new. So.
Yeah. So, Red Dead.
I'll hold you to it.
Yeah.
Let's talk. I want to talk about
Heard
Red
it here,
Dead
kids.
because
Yeah.
obviously Red Dead 1 was how long ago now? We want to say like 6 years ago, I would say, right?
Yeah.
It has to
Well,
be
it was on.
like
It was 360.
No,
I played it
man.
on 360.
Yeah.
It's longer than six,
maybe
years.
7. Right? Somebody look it up. Google.
I'm on it.
Pull out the
'Cause,
Google machine
dude,
here.
Xbox One was almost 6 years ago. There's no way it came out at the end of its life cycle. I was playing that in Sudbury. That was a long
Yeah, I was playing on
time
PS3,
ago,
right? Red Dead.
Like
so,
I'm feeling like 2010, like 8 years.
you think so?
Did it
We're
come
gonna
out?
find
Wait,
out here in a
was
second.
it before
Find
or
out.
after Skyrim? Because Skyrim was 2011.
Oh, I don't know. Come on,
that's-
Randall.
Question.
Because I don't know.
I want to say after.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of favorite games, like you just
What do you got?
May 2010.
There it is.
Oh,
Oh
yeah.
yeah. Okay.
It was
Eight
this,
years
did you guys
ago.
know it was the second game in the series? They made a game
Yes.
before called Red Dead Revolver.
Yes, that was the
Yes.
original.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that
know
was
that.
following. That was in 2004.
Yeah.
They made that
Xbox
game.
or Ridge?
I don't know.
I think
No.
so. Yeah, it had
Yeah.
to have been.
It's a Rockstar game, so chances are.
Yeah, and
It was,
then
it was
they
probably
followed it
both
up.
console, I imagine.
Yeah.
The
And they
original
followed it-
Red Dead, there was a part where I finished the game. I don't know if I should
Sorry,
spoil it, 'cause I hate
original, like 2004.
No, 2010, the original, like
Red
Red Dead
Dead.
Redemption.
Yeah.
Yeah, the first one.
There's a part, I finished the game, well, at least I thought I did. All of a sudden it stops. I'm like, now what do I do? Talk to a buddy of mine. He's like, nah, you got like another 6-7 hours. I'm like, I've already sunk how much time in this? Here
It was,
we
it
go.
was a big game.
It was
Oh, it was
huge.
huge.
And that was on the PS3 360, right?
Yeah.
Oh man.
And at that time, you're going, wow, look at the size of this thing. Now you're going ahead to Red Dead 2. Wow, this thing is gorgeous, and there's so much
Probably
to
going to be
do.
a 75 gig download for the console. So
At
no.
least.
105.
What?
It's
Wow.
100. Yeah, it's 105 gigs you need to clear up.
That's
on
a
your
started in
console.
the morning
Yeah.
kind of thing.
Yeah. Well, so what I've heard is that you don't actually have to. It doesn't download the 105, but you need to have 105 of free space
To play the game. Oh, okay,
Yes.
that kind of makes sense.
But still, like this is obviously huge. They want like 2 discs probably.
It'll be I think the first one was a 2-discer.
Yeah.
Just like GTA was 2 discs too. The
Yeah.
download disc and
So they spent 8 years on this game. And
you
this-
know it's going to be good.
It's
Because
Rockstar.
the multiplayer it wasn't like the best part of that game, Red Dead.
Yeah.
But
I got
it was
trolled.
Me too.
Yeah,
All the
but
time.
It was really cool to play that style of game in a multiplayer setting in that open world where
Yeah.
you're riding horses and using lever action rifles. And I mean, it was cool to play other people, but I mean, I got murked almost every time I played that. But the story in that game was so good.
Oh,
So when I
yeah.
heard that when the second one was coming out, I'm like, I got to get my hands on
Well,
it.
it's just a no-brainer.
It's gonna be
really.
such a good game.
Everybody's gonna get their hands on this after.
Rockstar yet again will kill the box office.
Well, yeah.
they
Look
will.
at how much money GTA 5 has made,
It's the
and then
most
they come
sold
online.
game in the world.
Right? Then so Rockstar was not going to bring the online for Red Dead for at least 2 months, I think is what
After launch.
after launch. So the game launches. So we're getting at least a month to play single player.
Okay.
But that's
Okay.
classic Rockstar fashion.
Well,
where
yeah.
they because when they first released GTA 5, the online was so bad. It was one of the
It was
originals.
broken.
It was
Oh,
broken,
yeah.
so then they ended up giving everybody
It
2
didn't
million
work.
credits when
Yes.
when they got everything cleared up. So I mean, if Red Dead's got to wait a couple months
I'm
for
okay
them to
with
nail
that.
it down, I mean, I'm sure they got a couple months worth playing that story that you're gonna want to play.
Well, there's tons to do.
Exactly,
Side
so-
quests, and from what I hear, we're doing side quests right now in Odyssey, right? So Assassin's Creed, you go out, you do your fetch quest, and away you go. This sounds more like it's almost kind of like the long of The Witcher 3. So you get your side quest, but you're not. It's the way they've woven it in doesn't make it sound like it's a fetch quest. It's something that's part of the world as it evolves.
Oh, okay.
So you're constantly weaving in and out and stuff, and the story just continues on. It helps build the world. Like, this game is going to be...
Yeah, I can't wait.
I'm truly excited to play this one.
I'm interested this year for the game of the year discussion with us because like we have some huge titles, and Red Dead could be an easy steal.
Oh
Could
yeah,
be.
it's highly anticipated. Everybody's waiting for this one to drop and come
Yep.
out.
Yeah.
It's going to be interesting to see how Rockstar delivers it because they're going to do it in big fashion. Because even when they released the first one, it was a big deal.
Yeah.
And like you said, they take so much time in between creating these games. They're not going to put something out that's garbage. And
No.
everybody loved that first one so much. They got to step it up for the second one, and it'll be interesting to see how they do it.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, they've had people working like 100-hour weeks on this
Yeah.
game. Like,
Yeah,
it's
so you
pretty
caught that, right? So
Incredible.
that was a big debacle. There was an interview, and the guy, what the heck is his name? I'm going blank right now. That sucks. But anyways, he basically...
Huge shout out. Huge shout out.
Oh, that's awful.
Huge shout
Anyways, one of the heads of Rockstar said that they
Good
worked
job, guy.
100 hours for a few weeks, right? But it was taken out of context of the fact that they thought everybody was working 100 hours.
No.
Well, some are pushing the 80-hour mark, right?
Yeah.
So now what everybody's complaining about is the fact that is crunch too much for developers to be working? Because that's an issue for health,
Yeah.
family time, like,
Yeah.
right? That's a-
Work-life balance.
Exactly.
definitely.
So there's a lot of people coming out from Rockstar saying, no, I don't experience that. And then some are saying, yes, I do experience some of this.
Like any job, though, right? I mean,
It's true.
Look
you're
how
going to have
often-
people
look how
that
much
take on
we're
more
working.
responsibilities. Yeah.
Look what we're working right now,
Yeah.
right? Well, like it's 10 o'clock at night for us
Yeah.
right now. So here we are. We're
Yeah.
doing what we're doing because this is what we want to do. It's a passion project for us.
Yeah.
So do we mind? No.
No.
And I'm sure for these guys too, some of it is their passion.
They want to get to this finished product, right? They're working
Yes.
so hard, but they want to achieve something. So for them, they got to put that time in to make it happen, right? And especially if they have a vision for it, they want to put as much time and effort as they can and do it like we're doing here to make sure that what they put out is something that everybody else is going to enjoy.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah. So it's a balance thing. Is it something that's forced by Rockstar? Some said yes, some said no. It's hard because there's three parts of the truth: theirs, hers, his,
Yeah.
and then the actual truth, right? So it's kind of that
Yeah.
in between.
Yeah.
You're not going to really know. From my understanding, Kotaku has a piece up on the 100-hour work week. So maybe go check that out. I want to go over check
Take
out
a quick read on that
yeah,
one.
Yeah.
see how that went because Jason Schreier over there is fantastic. So shout out to him. Take a look at that, and we'll see. But everybody, when they want to see the end of the game produced, they want to have that feedback. So everybody busts their butt so hard because they want a good product and they want to hear the wow, look at this, wow, look at this, and all of a sudden
Could have fixed that.
all
Should have
the
done this.
stories
Yeah.
come out, right?
Yeah.
Of
Yeah.
hey, I did this. Did you do that? No, I didn't. I went over here and this guy shot me and I got ate by a bear and then this deer ran off over here and then this
Yeah.
thing came out of nowhere and I got ran over by the train. Like who knows, right? Like I can't wait
will
to
ha-
see where
it
this
will
goes.
happen.
I'm gonna get hit by a train.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt.
Hashtag goals.
That's right. All right, I want to get into seeing how we're talking about high quality stuff. There's always the next evolution of consoles.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes.
Right? So there's been rumors next gen consoles are coming. I want to know what you guys think of when are these consoles
I feel
coming?
like every year I'm on YouTube and they're like, oh, PS5 and Xbox 2 release date announced. It's just like bait clicks, but I don't know. I feel like every year they're like, oh, next year's the year.
Because
But-
I mean, there's no doubt that they're working on them.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And just like they did with the Xbox Scorpio project, that kind of stuff, they're gonna probably tease it for a year, 2 years, and then they're gonna end up releasing something. So I don't know. It's tough to tell. Those timelines are always so foggy, but we're getting to that point now where
We're hitting the end
It's
of the
almost-
life cycle, right?
exactly.
Because
Yeah.
that PS3 360 to
8
Xbox
years.
One, and PS4 was an 8-year cycle.
Yeah.
We're kind of starting to creep up to that cycle now.
we're getting there. Well, we're at the point now with the gen consoles we have now that you can't improve them unless you're going to create a whole new one, right? At this point, like we've got the PS4 Pro,
Yes.
we've got the Xbox One X. So at this point, like where do we go from here with the new console? So is the technology there to release a new console to give us, a higher quality gaming experience than what we have already. I mean, we're playing in 4K. VR is probably going to be a big thing, I'd imagine, coming in for the console.
Do you
the new
think
console.
so?
I don't know. Like, I mean, the VR stuff we've done, it's like everybody thinks virtual reality. They think of the old Nintendo setup. Your eyes are bleeding after 40 minutes of playing, right? You know what I mean? Like, that's what people are. That's when I hear virtual reality, like 3D TVs, like 3D stuff. You think the old stuff, right? But they have so much more new stuff now
New tech
when it
that's
comes to that
coming,
new tech. Yeah, that I don't know. It'll be interesting to see how big VR is in the new stuff. If they just wipe it out completely because they don't think it was going to go anywhere, or
Well, I think Sony's reached the 2 million mark or the 3 million mark with their PlayStation VR units.
okay.
So they're doing well.
Yeah.
But this is, as Sony have said, though, this is the first iteration of VR.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like starting with PlayStation 1.
Yeah.
And then you're going to get PlayStation 2, right? So
Exactly.
you have a VR headset, PlayStation 1.
Yeah.
And then we're going to get into 2. But do you launch a console, PS5, and then a headset as well? So what now? I'm in for like $1,200?
Yeah, well, that's the thing, especially with PlayStation. You think that maybe if the new console will probably be obviously the first thing I think that'll drop over the VR, because the new VR is going to be need to be playable on the new console.
Yes.
So the VR might come out a year and a half after. Who knows? 6 months. Maybe they have things planned where they may do a quick, back-to-back launch kind of thing. Who knows, right?
Yeah.
But I think, especially for on the PlayStation side of things, VR is going to be probably significantly improved. On the Microsoft side of things, I mean,
You got HoloLens, right? So they're kind of more on the AR side of things.
so it'll be interesting to see if they take a step into that.
Oculus.
Well, I heard there's rumors of them when they're talking about partnering
with Oculus?
to bring on to the Xbox family, right?
Well, they need
So
to.
that way-
They have to compete, right?
Well, but this way it's not actually their tech, so it's not them putting the R&D into this.
Yeah,
They're working off of somebody else, bringing it in onto the console. So if they offer it, what does it hurt them?
Yeah.
Well, it's true, right? And then all they got to do is basically supply games that'll work with it, right?
Yeah.
And I mean, it'll be cool to see if that partnership happens. Then the competition between them and Sony, I think, will really heat up.
Definitely, yeah.
Because right now Sony's ahead.
Well, it's,
In every
that's-
aspect.
Yeah.
Well, truly, right? They are. I think Microsoft is making the right steps, though.
Yeah,
to
for
catch
sure.
back up for the next generation. Do we need another generation, though, or do we just need another iteration?
Here's
'Cause-
my thing. Is I'm pretty sure Microsoft said earlier this year that moving forward, that all their consoles you'll be able to play, Xbox 2 against people who have an Xbox One. The games are going to be compatible.
You're able now. It's almost like PC, right? You're able to carry
Yeah,
your library
all it is
forward.
graphical difference, right? So why not?
Graphics,
dude?
more horsepower.
Yeah, I mean speed and stuff, but
Sure.
really, it's not like playing a 360 versus an Xbox One.
Well, yeah,
You know
that
what I
was
mean?
a
That's-
huge jump,
that was
right?
a big
From-
Yeah, when you go back and play
Xbox.
some of the 360 games like that, that come out free to play during the
Yeah,
every month.
That was rough, eh?
Yeah, you're just like, wow, this looked way better 5 years ago, 6, 7 years ago when I was playing this, and it's not as good on this console. But I mean, it'll be interesting to see how they do
What do
it.
you guys think? Is Sony going to do the same thing?
I think
'Cause-
Sony's going to come out with another console altogether because Microsoft has gone with the Xbox One X to the the Xbox One to the Xbox One X, which had a huge jump, right?
Yeah.
In horsepower, graphics. We're now true 4K versus where Sony has gone from a PlayStation
It's
4
a third of the size.
to yes,
Yeah.
it is, right?
I'm still rocking day one launch console. It's
some
holding
of us
down
have
a bunch of
upgraded,
books and
eh?
papers. Yeah,
So
us did, yeah.
some of us got 4K.
I have a 4K TV.
He's almost there. Almost.
Halfway there.
But Sony has gone from a PlayStation 4 to the Pro, but the Pro isn't even true 4K, right? It's up-resed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So for them to come out with a whole other console makes sense,
Yeah.
but they're already leading the pack by so much.
It's true.
Where Microsoft has had to play this catch-up game, and they've built things like Game Pass, right?
Yeah.
Which is a huge step for gamers, for us, for $10 a
lot of
month.
people
That
that
library
have
is
it.
only going to get better.
Better.
God knows they're struggling right now for exclusives.
Yeah, I mean the
Right?
big one for them was the Sea of Thieves when they
Love
released.
Sea of Thieves.
I mean, great
That's a
game,
great
great
game.
game.
Yeah.
Beautiful water, beautiful water.
Everybody talks about it.
That particle system is just amazing.
Yeah, you gotta love Rare, right? I like what they're doing.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
no,
for
that
sure.
game's definitely one you just jump into and play whenever, and and with friends it's even better.
I need to get back to it, to be honest.
Yeah.
Me
Yeah,
too.
I've been jonesing.
So
Gotta get in
sad.
there,
I
get
haven't
some
even
Scurvy, boys.
played the Forsaken Shores, man.
I
No,
know.
I haven't either.
No, I don't think any of us. Have you
so-
played Forsaken Shores yet?
Not yet. No,
All of us
I've been
suck.
a little bit busy.
Just saying.
Yeah. But now with Game Pass, so on day one release, right, you're getting that. You're getting State of Decay 2. You're getting Forza Horizon
State of
4.
Decay 2, yeah.
Yeah,
Right?
Forza. I was
Forza.
like, wow.
Forza 4, brand
Yeah.
new game. You get it for free with Game Pass.
Yeah.
And if you have PC and you can run it, and you buy the game, you also get it on PC. So you got that Play Anywhere.
Yeah,
Where
that's-
Sony now. So Sony has PlayStation Now. Right, this is their streaming service. Oh, it's been a struggle, man. That thing is bomb.
Tell us how you really feel.
I didn't like it. Honestly, I did not like it.
Yeah.
But theirs was pure streaming, where Microsoft was you can download the game.
Yeah.
Funny thing is, Sony is now switched over, and you can download the game,
Which makes
Yeah.
sense.
right? Because
Yeah.
if you're in a Twitch shooter, man, that lag will
Oh, man.
eat you alive.
Dude, even in platformers, I was watching my buddy play Sly Cooper, and it was rough. Like, he would
Yeah.
jump, and then it would be delayed, and then he'd fall off the edge.
Yeah.
Down you go, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
for
games
sure.
that
That's
require
just-
any form of precision, which is about 99% of the games out there.
Yeah.
Unless you're playing Nidhogg 2, I found out there's no precision in that game. It's literally just pure out aggression, and that will win you that game.
Oh man, I can't wait to show that game on Sega. That's gonna be awesome.
If you want a button masher, oh yeah.
That's throwing the sword at the last minute just to catch them. Oh, that's so satisfying.
Yeah.
That last screen switch over, and you're fighting for your life, and you hit that sweet bow and arrow shot, and then you just start running through the screens. Yeah. I've never sweat so much in my life.
I was running.
It was so good. But yeah, getting back to the actual next generation, I think we're going to start hearing actual announcements next year.
I would agree.
Yeah, for sure.
I feel
No,
like
definitely.
2022 is the year.
I think you're too late.
I think 2020. I think because like we're moving into a
Really,
new
eh?
progression with TV
Yes.
technology now, because we're going
Yeah.
from 4K to ULED,
Yeah.
5K, and I
Yeah.
think you're going to see systems
jump into that.
jump into that technology.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, just think about what they did when they brought like Xbox One X. That's like now they released that, and 4K TVs were still on the higher end of the price point when it comes to if you want to upgrade your old 1080 LCD or LED TV
Yeah.
to a 4K.
Plasma. I got a plasma.
Yo, Plasma was awesome, dude.
Honestly,
it was so good.
plasmas were way better than LED and LCD. Hands down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
You didn't. Well,
dude,
they
I had,
last way longer. I mean, you still
like,
have
I
one.
still have one. That thing's freaking old, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was my brother's wedding gift, and he's divorced. And that was years ago. We're talking years ago, man.
So it'll be interesting to see how they do that. I think you're right. I think they're going to tailor the new consoles to the new TV tech because they're going to want now. The TV companies are being happier because all the gamers are buying the new consoles, but now they want to buy a new TV because their old TVs aren't going to be up to snuff to to give you all that meat and potatoes that the console's going to give you, right? So you want to be able to project it and see it how the console's going to put it out, opposed to just dumbing it down to 4K, which sounds crazy to say dumbing it down to 4K.
Oh,
but-
I know. Yeah. Oh man.
But that I'm worried. You know what I'm worried about is the price point.
Always.
That's the
though.
price point's always the killer on it. Yeah.
Okay, so Sony comes out for E3 for the PlayStation 3, and they announced their PS3. $600.
Yeah.
And everybody, the whole crowd, even the crowd goes, ooh. So they're not going to go for $600.
Yeah, that's not the sound you want to hear at the keynote.
It's like, is this thing on? Hello?
Hello? Oh man.
well, man, but the thing
Told you
go
we should
back,
Come
man,
back out.
yeah. Blu-rays though, back then were like $600.
Yes.
I remember that. Like, weren't they actually not making money off the consoles? Like, I heard that when I was
Well,
younger.
when a console typically launches, they lose money on that and gain it on the software,
Yeah,
right? That's
software
the
and
whole premise behind it.
accessories,
all.
yeah.
Yeah, take a hit on the console, get the console out there, but then get everybody on your platform to buy the software.
Yep.
And that's where they make up
That's
a
where
lot.
you make the money.
Yeah.
Because those units turn over a lot faster than the consoles, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So I'm definitely curious and excited for the next gen to see what they're going to offer, because the way the consoles are now, they're incredible.
Oh yeah.
So what else can you iterate on that I'm going to need for
this current
a
time,
PS5
yeah.
or an Xbox 2?
I agree, but man, there's still, like, you play any game, and sometimes you look at a wall or something, and it's just a blurry 64-looking graphics.
Odyssey. To be honest, I'm in Assassin's Creed Odyssey, and there are parts where it's
Like
just
rendering issues?
yes,
Yeah.
it is just
Yeah.
mud. It's like a blur. I'm like,
Yeah.
this is supposed to be 4K.
Yeah.
And that's just you playing the campaign, the story.
And I'm
right?
on Xbox One X on a 4K TV.
Yeah, like it's
And
different if
it's-
you're playing like say like a PUBG or even Fortnite where you're flying in, there's 100 other people.
Yeah.
And things take a second to render in when you
Sure.
land or stuff like that. But when you're playing a game like that, you kind of expect it to be smooth all the way through. Like you don't want it to.
I
be,
know how big the game is massive,
Yeah.
right? Like it is massive, but when I'm running through a certain part of the world, it should be already rendered and ready to go.
And you're playing.
Sometimes
like
it
you
is,
said,
sometimes it's not.
and you're playing it on the best console you can buy for that game right now.
Yes.
You got a 4K television, so you can't improve your setup anymore. So
Like,
the
there's nothing else I can
game
do.
should run flawlessly with that setup.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so that's disappointing for sure.
Yeah.
Look at PUBG. They finally went to they finally got out of beta into a full version. And
Yeah,
the
the full
graphics
release.
are still not that great.
But from when they first released it on that game, to me personally, because I had started playing Fortnite, and then PUBG came out shortly after for console. But I wanted to jump over because I hadn't played PUBG before. Some of my friends played it on PC. They really seemed to enjoy it.
I like
and I've
PUBG.
seen people play it on Twitch, and I was
I
like,
love
this is a
PUBG,
cool
yeah.
game. Like, I love the idea behind it. I like the realism.
Yep.
The battle royales. I mean, I wasn't into H1Z1 or anything like that.
Sure.
So, I mean, that for me, that was the battle royale. That was my introduction to it. So when I first started playing it on console, like, you're getting dropped out of lobbies, and then you can come back into the game, but I've been auto running since I've been gone,
Still
so now I'm in the middle of
happens.
the lake, and I'm dying, and it's just like, it was so messed up to start. I couldn't enjoy
Yeah.
playing the game, and then at the time, Fortnite was running really smooth, so I was like,
We're
all
gonna
right,
start a drinking game. Every time Corey says Fortnite, we're gonna.
Take a shot.
Take
we're
a
getting
shot.
wasted.
I'll get it started.
Yeah. But no, you know what I mean though. Like you compare those two types of games, and it wasn't ready when they released it on console.
No,
and now
not even
I've
close.
played it recently within the last couple months even,
Yeah.
and it's significantly better than it was.
Oh, for
and
sure.
then now I'm playing Call of Duty Blackout, and now
Yeah.
I'm kind of like, this is just the way PUBG should have been from the get-go for me.
Get-go,
And
yeah.
I've always obviously we talked about, I'm a big Call of Duty fan, so
Yeah.
I am a little more biased to it because I like the way the gameplay feels, because has a very COD feel when the first person in PUBG's feels a little bit different, especially when you're playing on the console. So I mean, I don't know, it's interesting to see where we're going with this stuff, but I don't know.
The
It's-
one thing I'm really curious, because there's been rumors floating around that Apple and Google are developing their own consoles.
So
really
I
curious
heard-
to
I
see
heard a little bit about
what
that.
direction that's going to take.
Google has this streaming service out right now that they partnered with Ubisoft. So you can go on right now and play Odyssey,
Yeah.
streaming right through the Google online
Platform or whatever it is,
system that
yeah.
they're working on. Yeah.
Because
And it works really well from what I hear, and then other people have had issues. It honestly depends because it's streamed on your internet.
Yeah.
Right? My internet isn't the greatest, so I wouldn't. And it's only offered right now in the States.
Oh, okay. They're just
So-
trialing it.
Yeah, right now it's just in a beta form, right? So people are able to jump in for the month for free. From what I understand, if you get picked, and then just play the game. And some people are having a great time. They're saying they're able to pick up where they leave off on the console, they're able to pick up like you would a normal game and just start playing the game and have a great time. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. For the most part, though, it's sounded pretty positive.
Well, and for that to be positive already, like that's nothing that's really being done right now at all. So you get something like that, a service like that available, and if they can jump out ahead, I mean, you think about it now. Everybody now is streaming things. That's
Oh,
it.
yeah.
If you make it easier to access, then people will be all over it.
No, for sure.
So especially now with how popular Twitch streaming is and just streaming in general, Mixer, all that stuff, and you add another kind of dog in that fight, but they're giving you the content to play, and then it's all set up through them. That's tough to beat, right?
It is, but they're going to have a lot of partnerships to bring in a lot of games, right? Because they're starting from scratch.
Yeah. They have to build that library, and
And a
you think
trust
about
factor
the Xbox Game Pass. The library's not fantastic,
But it's still a huge
but
library.
it's just like when Netflix came out, right? It's
Yeah,
a library that's always going to grow, and it's only going to get better. So it's
Yeah.
nice you can kind of jump in and out of that subscription and do that. So if they do something along the lines of it's subscription based or however they do it, it'd be, I don't know. There's huge potential there, though.
Huge potential.
Definitely.
They have the technology, and they have the wallet.
I was gonna say they got
Well,
the
that's
money,
it,
right?
yeah.
They got it all to
Google.
do it.
You got a few
Yeah.
bucks.
Google's
You got a few
huge.
bucks.
Well, same thing with Apple. Like, they're one of the biggest companies on the planet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, from a technology standpoint, like, they're not necessarily leading the pack, but they are definitely contributing in different ways.
They
like,
definitely
they were
have
the
more
first
than
ones with
enough
5K
resources.
displays.
Yeah.
That's
Like,
crazy.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Wow. Apple console, eh?
How many
Do
consoles
Do you think it'll be
need?
white?
I'm an Apple guy.
Really?
I
I'm
wanna
hoping
see it
rose
happen.
gold.
Yeah.
I'll get a rose gold one.
Pay like $2,000 for it.
Well, how many? So we play on PC.
Yeah.
I play on my Switch.
Yeah.
I play on the PS4.
I need a Switch.
I play on the Xbox.
I want a Switch.
So do I really want to add another platform?
Yeah.
And then another service, and then another service? Because now I already pay
Another
for
fee, most likely.
Well,
yeah.
exactly, right? You got
Yeah.
Netflix, you got your Game Pass, you got your Xbox Gold, you have your PlayStation Plus. Like every month, my wallet is just getting
Yeah, those subscriptions
empty.
are starting to eat it
Like,
more and more.
Exactly. So how many of these game consoles and platforms, and then Nintendo they launched their online service for like $20.
A
But
year.
Yeah, that's a whole year, right? Which
Wow.
is-
Yeah.
yeah. But it's the only way
But
now you
it's-
can play online. So but
very
for $20,
limited, too.
well,
Yeah, it
there
is,
is
yeah.
it is really bare
But
bones.
20
Nintendo's always
But-
been behind the game, but if they can step into that, even just into that realm a little bit, because they've got
They're there.
games there now that require that, right? So they have to push for it, and they've got the money for it. It's just a matter of they've always been geared towards kids, family, that
Family.
kind of stuff.
Sure.
And they've done a good job of kind of breaking out of that a little bit with the release of some games that they've got. But it's
Well, the Switch really, that was a huge step forward. Now they got
Oh, yeah.
Well, what a cool
Bethesda
console.
games. They've got.
Yeah.
Oh, it is a
I wouldn't
cool
even be
console.
surprised if Red Dead gets on there.
I'd be surprised. That game is too big, way too big to land on the
It is
Switch.
too
you know
big
what? I
for
feel
two
like
small
Rockstar and Nintendo just have this thing where Nintendo's like, we don't play with that guy. they're just like, we've seen what they've done. We don't play with those guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. I could agree with that.
Nintendo is their own unique kind of world, right? So they built something that caters to a specific genre of people.
Nintendo Land.
Yeah. That reminded me.
So they've got their own little
funny.
world that they kind of captivate, and they're okay with where they're at. Where Sony and Microsoft are always kind of pushing the next bit of technology.
Yeah. No.
But Nintendo's there to pick up where I guess everybody else kind of leaves out, right?
The handheld.
The handheld market is massive, and unfortunately, rest in peace, Vita.
Yeah.
They
My
they
friggin'
screwed
Vita,
it up
man.
when they didn't put on the analog clicks, right? The R3 and the L3, and you didn't give me my L2 or R2. What were you thinking?
Nope.
Seriously.
Might as well just giving you
Man,
a Game Gear.
I had the original Vita. I loved that flipping thing. It was awesome. It was gorgeous. It was perfect, and it was portable.
The original Vita?
Yeah, the OLED Vita.
Yeah,
Man, that thing
it was
was
small, right?
gorgeous.
Yeah.
Yes. And it was awesome. But I get it, and I'm like, when they announced it, I'm like, you guys are missing a couple buttons, and that's going to be an issue. Oh, hey, you can play your PS4, though. I'm like, great. So now I got to touch my flipping screen, and then I'm trying to fumble with the back screen, and I'm flipping it. I'm like, no, this just doesn't work.
Done.
Drew broke it, so that's why he doesn't play it.
No, I still have it. To this day. I have it. I haven't touched it in a while. Now I got my
There's
Switch.
a reason it's broken.
No,
But handhelds have always been. It's always been a tough market for handhelds, right? Because they're always going to be behind everybody else, no
Yes.
matter who's coming out with a new handheld. It's just the Switch came out, and everybody's like, they just made a console that's also a handheld.
yeah.
Yes.
And yeah, it might not be as powerful as the other consoles out there, but this thing is doing everything, and it's doing it well. Like having Zelda come out as the launch game, as one of the launch games.
Brilliant.
Like you couldn't ask, like that immerses everybody into using the handheld, throwing it on the TV, and you probably couldn't have picked a better game unless they like remade Mario Sunshine. You know what I mean? Like just something that just catches your eyes, and it just throws you right into it, and you're using this new piece of equipment. I mean, it's a
Dude,
cool.
my brother honestly
yeah.
used the handheld more than he
That's
plugged
how
it
I
into the
played
TV.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's how I
and
played
I
it.
think
His wife saw Netflix. He's like, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. You're always that way. The screen's taken care of. And then you're ready to go still.
exactly.
Yeah, it's
and
a great unit.
and they still make it accessible enough to play with your friends.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's still the classic Nintendo feel where you can sit down and couch co-op or
Yeah,
whatever.
you just like,
Yep.
click the things. You got two controllers,
They just-
and you can even play it right there if you're.
Yeah.
They have to fix their online structure.
Yeah, they do.
It'll
Right.
come with time.
They've never been strong at it yet,
Ooh,
so
they're still not.
no,
So,
that's what I mean.
Yeah,
so
there is
they're
too many
building.
issues
They're
with
building.
that.
I think
Yeah.
hopefully.
Well, guys, like we're running on an hour here.
Yeah,
Not bad for our first podcast.
Wow.
pretty good.
Crazy.
Right? That
Pretty
was
good. I'm not even sweating that much from these lights either. I cooled down a little bit. Climatized.
All right, guys. I think we're gonna wrap this up.
I think
Head over
so.
to insidethegame.ca. We have a forums over there. Leave us a comment. Any questions? We like to get some of the viewers on here. Maybe we'll answer your questions, get you on the podcast, maybe even get you on the show that you can find on Rogers TV. Guys, Nate, Corey, Randall, we're out.
Yeah, good job, guys.
See ya.